And welcome live into the Mylocalradio student section. It's presented by Jake Major with the Bullock Agency of Wyoming and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Anthony Colasino alongside Elon Off will excuse our good friend Aaron Poling as he is feeling a little bit under the weather today. But still, we got a great show on tap today. And Elon, we've been dealing with spring break and things getting back in the swing of things. What is the breakdown for today's show?
So with spring break, we weren't able to get a whole lot of interviews or anything like that. So it's going to be a shorter show today, but we've got some fun events happening. Of course, we have FFA State happening for the Bridger Valley. We've got DECA coming in for Evanston. So it's going to be a lot of fun today.
Yeah. Yep. And we're going to start out with the Bridger Valley and FFA. And this week they're having their state convention in Cheyenne. Both Mountain View and Lyman are there. And for people who don't know what FFA is, and according to their official website, FFA is a dynamic young youth organization that changes lives and prepares members for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education. And of course, here in Wyoming, agricultural education is so huge, especially in so many communities across the state.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, agriculture is kind of the lifeblood of this area, you know, and it's really the whole state. It does run on agriculture. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool to kind of see the how everything kind of works together.
Yeah. And also with these conventions, students can win scholarships as well that they can take into college. And being a FFA member, you can put that on a resume and be almost, work almost anywhere, and they know that you're, a good candidate for that position down the line, or colleges are going to look at that when you apply for their agricultural program and say, wow, they know their stuff. Yeah.
And of course, the FFA is a national organization for youth leadership that claims to make a positive difference in the lives of young people by developing their potential and premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agriculture education. Its motto is learning to do, doing to learn, and earning to live, living to serve. FFA functions within the three-circle model of agricultural education as a student leadership organization that complements a student's classroom, laboratory instruction, and supervised agricultural experience program. FFA members can compete in career development events that cover job skills in everything from communications to mechanics. Some events allow students to compete as individuals, while others allow them to compete in teams. These competitions can happen at a local or district level and state level on the national level. And of course, Wyoming, as you would imagine, they do have a state level competition.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you speak of just working in teams, that's just going to build character, and it's going to build those team guiding skills that are important out of high school. Mm-hmm. when these students who participate in these events enter adult life and into the workforce, because every single company, every single place you work at, you have to work as a team to tackle many challenges, and FFA prepares them for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we also see them kind of take on responsibilities. I mean, of course, it's an agricultural thing, so part of it is raising livestock and things like that. So it teaches a young man or a young woman kind of taking responsibility and to take stewardship over something on that could lead to putting food on their family's table.
And I like that you mentioned like some occupations, and according to their website, members are future farmers, chemists, veterinarians, government officials, entrepreneurs, bankers, international business leaders, teachers, and premier professionals in many career fields, according to the FFA website. So there is so many fields that can benefit them overall and into their lives in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we'll go for a quick break here on the student section presented by Jake Major with the Bullock Agency of Wyoming and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act when you have an emergency. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
Out here, we've always worked remote. Out here, stress usually refers to the pull on a rope. Where a stroll in the city is also a stroll in the great outdoors. Where work is a way of life, and life is good. Out here, the backyards are big, and the deals, they're even bigger. This is southwestern Wyoming, and it's where you can get the biggest deals on a vehicle you want with plenty of hometown hospitality. Heritage Auto, your hometown dealer with the biggest deals.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
At Reese Auto Service in Lyman, you will find highly skilled mechanics who will get the job done right the first time. They work on anything from light line jobs of tire alignments, suspension work, and oil changes to heavy line jobs of engine replacement, differentials, and all powertrain components. Make sure all your recreational vehicles are working at top speed by getting them checked at Reese Auto Service in Lyman so your time having fun doesn't end early. Reese Auto Service, 541 State Highway 413, Lyman.
Welcome back live into the My Local Radio student section presented by Jake Major with the Bullock Agency of Wyoming and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. And we're going to thank a couple of our sponsors, First Bank of Wyoming, Les Schwab, Union, Reese Auto, T7 Propane, and we thank them so much for being able to sponsor us, and many of these things could not happen without them present. And going back to the Bridger Valley this week, Lyman has state art. And checking their school calendar, they have state art the 16th through the 19th in Casper. And it's a great time for these kids to be able to show the art projects that they've worked on so far throughout this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Lyman's kind of known for their art program. It's a very, very, very good very good art program. I feel like I'm kind of rambling on a little bit, but I mean, there's nothing really more you can say. I mean, they're very, very talented, and best of luck to them. And I mean, it's cool when we get to the end of the year where we're starting to see these culminating events outside of sports. You know, all year we've been talking about culminating events for soccer, for basketball, for football, for swimming, for dive, for golf, for all of the sports. Yeah. But now we're getting to the point. I mean, even the Southwest Conference Music Festival is right around the corner. That is taking place. Our Southwest District Music Festival is right around the corner. That's April 24th through the 25th. So we're going to find out what all-staters we have. 24th, 25th, and 26th. And we're going to find out what all-staters we have for band. And it's going to be in choir, and it's going to be fun to kind of see how this all goes. I know the Drama Devils have their dinner theater performance coming up sooner than later. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. And just going back to the art section for a second, my sister was an artist in high school, still is. She goes to college in San Francisco for art. And the attention to detail that people who do art have, for me, for example, I don't really have the most detail to attention, looking at a painting, right? Mm-hmm. And she would come up to me and say, what can I do to make this better? And I'm like, the clouds look good. The grass looks good on this painting. And she's like, yes, exactly. And then she'll go back to her room for 2 hours and touch it up. And then she'll come back out. What else can I do? well, the sky looks good. Yes, I need this. Like that type of stuff that where the attention to detail is so significant and that they can just point things out that the regular eye doesn't see.
It also is a dimension type thing.
Yes.
I mean, depending on what you're going for, of course, but I mean, if you want it to look shadowy in some places, and it's going over it with a fine tooth comb and just kind of making sure it's what the artist's vision is. So I'm excited for these young artists. They get a chance to kind of show their skills, get rewarded for it. I know for artists, it's not about the rewards or the awards or what have you, but I'm sure at the same time, it's nice to kind of have that thing you're kind of building towards. I mean,
exactly.
These kids, I mean, you just told me it took your sister 2 hours to do a touch up.
Yeah.
These kids are working extremely hard, hours and hours on end, for this thing all year, for whatever project they are going to present. So good luck to them and congratulations.
Yeah. And going to, and quick touch up, I wanted to mention, those choir all-state selections and those band all-state selections. That's a huge honor for those kids. And just that's something that'll go on with them for the rest of their life. And
absolutely.
We'll take another quick break here on the My Local Radio Students section, presented by Jake Major with the Bullock Agency of Wyoming and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital.
Hey there, I'm Jake Major, your local Medicare and insurance benefits advisor for the Bullock Agency of Wyoming. With over 25 years of experience protecting families in rural America, we understand the importance of having an affordable insurance coverage. Whether you're searching for extra coverage or looking to understand and switch your Medicare options, I can help you find a range of top-rated insurance companies and tailor-made packages based on your needs. Call me, Jake Major, today at 307-209-4685 and let's discuss your insurance options. We're the Bullock Agency of Wyoming, when benefits matter.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Founded in 1938 with the hopes and dreams of serving the Bridger Valley, Benedict's Trading Company was started. Now 85 years and 3 generations later, Benedict's Market is still serving the Bridger Valley by offering the highest quality meats and fresh produce to having fresh baked items and hot deli options. Benedict's Market is your one-stop for all of your grocery needs. Benedict's Market offers the best services in a modern setting to make your shopping both quick and easy. Visit them today at 950 North Highway 414, Mountain View, Wyoming.
Life is better in the country. KNYN, Fort Bridger, Evanston, Woodruff, 99.1. The country you want to be in.
Welcome back live into the My Local Radio Student section, presented by Jake Major with the Bullock Agency of Wyoming and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. And a shout out to a few more of our sponsors: Heritage Auto, Benedict's Market, and Benedict's Ace, and the station on Main, Stacy's Auto Repair, and T7 Propane. Without any of our sponsors, none of this would be possible. So much love to all of y'all out there. And Anthony Colson alongside Elon Olive. Aaron Poling is under the weather today, so he is at home resting up. And Elon, what is the last thing we're going to touch on today on today's show?
So the last thing we're going to touch on is DECA, which is the Distributive Education Clubs of America. Of course, Evanston does have a DECA club here. And actually, I didn't know this until I looked at the website. Wyoming DECA, their mailing address is right here in Evanston.
Really?
So they are based out of Evanston. Evanston Stephen Bowen is the state officer. So that's really cool. But let's go ahead and just kind of dive into what DECA is. First, I have to mention that the DECA Club is overseen by I'm looking it up right now. I want to make sure I get it right. Susan Evans over at the high school. And we will have an interview with her. I've reached out to her. We're going to have an interview with her for sure. So DECA, as I mentioned, stands for Distributive Education Clubs of America. It's a career and technical student organization with more than 200,224 members in all 50 states, including Washington, D.C., Canada, China, Germany, Poland, Guam, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Spain, Vietnam, India, the United States Congress, the United States Department of Education, and the state and district international departments of education authorize DECA's programs. So what it is it's organized into 2 unique student divisions, each with programs designed to address the learning styles and interests and focus of its members. High school division with over 173,000 members in 33,200 schools, and the collegiate division, which includes over 4,000 members in 200 plus college and universities.
Wow.
So basically, it's the competitive events are as follows: principals and business administration events. And what I got a chance to kind of talk with the DECA Club last year, and we filmed a video. I looked really, really hard to try to find it of them doing an event and basically what it is they're given a scenario, and they have to kind of go through it. And sometimes it's a customer service scenario, sometimes it's a business law scenario, and they have to go through it and kind of show how they would handle it, and they're scored based on that. So these are the competitive events: principles of business and administration events, team decision-making events, individual series events, personal finance literacy, business operations, project management, entrepreneurship, marketing representative events, professional selling and consulting events, and online events. So it's really, really neat that these kids kind of get a chance to kind of go out there and put some skills that are really going to pay dividends in the future out there in a setting like this.
And highlighting some things you said, this is not just a United States thing. This is worldwide. So, you have the opportunity for kids to meet other kids from across the world who are in DECA, but also to compete against them. And also, this just teaches them those valuable life skills, especially in the business industry of, hey, here's how you'll handle a business PR situation. Here's how you handle this. And it's not just fresh knowledge in that moment when they're out working of, okay, how do I handle this? Instead, they can look back to their high school days and say, oh, I know how to handle this situation. And that's so valuable, because that type of learning and experience in a high school setting is going to pay off so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I got a chance to, when I filmed this video, they did they're complicated scenarios. I mean, I can't remember exactly what the top of it was, but it was a business customer service type scenario where there was this type of challenge. How do you solve it? And from what I understand, it's not also being judged, but they also get mentorship from really really successful business people themselves. So they're getting the coaching on this skill that's going to help them throughout the rest of their life. And it's just really, really cool. Don't worry, we will definitely have an interview with Susan Evans, the director of the DECA program here in Evanston. And I did ask Bob O'Neill, do we have any guys that qualified for nationals? He said, yes, we actually have quite a few. Oh. And nationals are at the end of the month. I believe it's April 27th through the 30th, and it's in Anaheim, California. So best of luck to them. And, we'll definitely be talking with those guys.
Oh, absolutely. And I can't wait to hear what they have to say overall from, just their experience being part of DECA in high school, but also going to a national level competition and just complex situations, because it's not just simple, oh, this person complained that this item wasn't in stock in the store. It's
supply chain
way more complex. It's supply changes. What if this product, goes on low on the market or whatever?
I'm the furthest thing from an expert, but it seems very multi-layered, where it's like, okay, you have this problem, but you also have this problem. How are you going to figure out how to navigate your way through these challenges?
Or if you find a solution, this problem could develop along the way.
Exactly.
It's good. So that applause them. Just full out applause for them. Yeah.
I think I'm going to try to go film that video again and make sure it
Absolutely.
gets up
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's really fascinating to watch and it's really, really kind of fun to watch. So I'm excited to kind of get that done. But we've reached out to Miss Evans. She will get back to us. I have no doubt about it. And hopefully we have something for next week before they go to nationals, because they still have a couple weeks until nationals. So that would be really, really cool.
Yep. And that'll be all today for the My Local Radio student section, presented by Jake Major with the Bullock Agency of Wyoming and Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Anthony Colasuno,
Elon Olive,
signing off.